Welcome to Mr. V Teaching Math. In this session, we're going to be taking a look at ratios. Please be aware that you need to have completed the fractions unit before you begin this. So what is a ratio? Quite simply, it is the comparison of two numbers. Let me show you what I mean. I went and reached on my desk and I found a few items. I found these pins. And if I wanted to take a look at comparing these two items, and I was asked, what is the comparison of green to red pins? There are 4 green pins compared to 1 red pin. And please note the order matters. The question was asking me, compare the green pins to the red pins. Now, what if the question asked me, compare the red pins to the green pins? Well, that's pretty simple. I have 1 red pin and 4 green pins. And please note, the ratio then changes depending on what you're being asked to compare. So the order matters. Pay attention in the questions and work you're doing to the order that the question is asking you to put the numbers in. And this could be a comparison of boys to girls, or apples to oranges, or wins to losses. Any sort of comparison of two numbers is a ratio. Now, this is not the only way to write a ratio. A ratio could also be written in the following forms. If I just continue to use this ratio, these are other ways of writing the same ratio. Now, those of you who are astute will have noticed that this is very similar to the fractions that we've done earlier, which is useful since we're going to be able to use a lot of the mathematical skills that we've learned in the fractions unit to apply here. However, fractions and ratios are not the same thing. Let me show you how. If we go back to our earlier section on what is a fraction, if you remember, this is some pumpkin pie, and we're busy eating pie. Out of the whole pie, there are 4 pieces of pie, one piece is being eaten. And that's how we get 1 out of 4. A fraction is a number coming out of the whole. 1 out of 4. You'll notice that this isn't. What is the whole in this case? It's actually 5. If I were asked to write what fraction of these pins, what part out of the whole of these pins are red, that would actually come out to 1/5. So this is the fraction. But if I'm simply asked to compare the two numbers as a ratio, there's 1 to 4. It is important to understand the difference between fractions and ratios. So make sure you understand that a fraction is a comparison of 1 out of a whole. This one is simply 2 different separate numbers being compared to each other. We have a 1 and a 4, and they're separate, being compared to each other. Keep that in mind.